So I was watching a recent video from our friend Brandon at Last Day's YouTube channel. That guy's got a pretty good track record, let's just say, for the things he says God shows him. And you know, he was the guy that said he saw Trump like getting shot at, and his ear was bleeding, like it just barely touched his ear, you know. And you know, this is before that even happened. So that was, I think, one of the main things he said that really put him on the map. You know, and I'd been following him for a while. But in his recent video, he's talking about Florida again. I saw a big hurricane coming. It's going to have like tidal flows for record, you know, tidal surge for records, you know, set a record. I saw dolphins and sharks swimming like where there's roads and, you know, under the water. And that reminded me of a dream that I had not that long ago, several months ago. And I felt like I was driving towards maybe Clearwater, St. Pete, something like that, in Florida. And I'm broad daylight out. I'm just driving, and I come around this kind of a turn, and then going straight. And I notice, oh crap, there's like water in the road. Not real thick, you know, maybe 6 inches or less. But as far as my eyes could see, I remember in the dream going like, where's all the buildings? Where's all the... I'm supposed to see stuff here because the road is under my car, even though there's water. So I stop because I'm like, in a second here, I'm not going to be able to even see the road. Then where am I going to go? You better stop and turn around. You know, but I remember looking and it's like, it's just this flat water. Wasn't moving, you know, wasn't waves. It was just flat, very still water. And I'm like, okay, I was going this way. I'm looking out the road. The road's got water on it as far as I can see. So I have to stop and turn around because how am I going to follow the road? So I did. And then that was that dream. So the other thing he said, he goes, you know, there's this wealth transfer that the Lord showed me. People are going to make, you know, bank, XRP, cryptos and such. And he didn't say that specific word, I think, in there, but he has before. And he goes, but what the Lord showed me is basically a hellacious crash. And I think he, just bad. And, like, awful bad. And I go, you know, I still think we're going to see this 20 cents or whatever, 22 cents XRP. And I did have a dream, which I think was earlier this year or late last year, I don't remember now, but it was about Bitcoin. I told you this a few times now on some of these live streams. You know, I'm talking when Bitcoin's around 100K, I'm getting a dream saying, it's going down really far. Like, pretty nasty compared to where that was. And I'll just say, just to give you some number, it was under 30,000, well under 30,000. And so I'm like, well, again, if that happens, then what else is the rest of the market going to do, etc. So I'm like, man, you know, he said, you know, he also talked about, like, I saw, like, it wouldn't be safe for women to go out shopping or, like, going to even the store. Like, it wasn't safe for women. And it wasn't safe to even go to a regular Walmart to try to go shopping for anybody. You know, like, major, major problems. I saw people, he said, again, moving out of the city and going to rural areas because it was not safe in some of these cities. And he goes, I saw this. He goes, but, you know, I've talked about the wealth transfer and such, but the Lord showed me, like, yeah, that's coming, but there's also this crash coming. So what I'm thinking is we still have some rallying to do market-wise, but then one hellacious crash. And I remember when Julianne gave me a reading sort of in last year, I was going to do a normal reading with her, but she had already emailed me, hey, I got this for you before our session even started here in the next 15 minutes or whatever. So I read through it, and she had channeled some information without me even being present. And it was about following the decimal point, 1 to the right, but then 2 to the left. So if you have $1, or let's just say 50 cents, and you move 1 to the right, that's $5. And in the case of XRP, let's just say, for example, it was around 50 or 60 cents when she told me this. Move that decimal 1 to the right, now you're over the dollar point. $5, it would be an exact 10x, but she didn't say anything about 10x. She just said a decimal point moving to the right. So as soon as XRP hit it, for example, $1, the decimal point has now moved to the right. So I told everybody, look, we're going to go ahead and jump into XRP. And it was 50 something, 60 cents, something like that. And as you saw, it's gone up to over $3 now. So I was definitely taking that, because other cryptos went up too, as there's your decimal point to the right. And again, it may not be done. We may still have more climbing to go. But then 2 decimal points to the left. So that would mean, just for example, if make things simple, 50 cent XRP goes to $1, $2, $3, $4. But then the decimal point comes back down, not only 1 to bring it back to 50 cents, for example, but a second move to the left, which would be 5 cents. In that, if again, in the perfect world. So I think this is what's going to happen. She also warned me in a recent, like a couple months ago, reading about my property. Make sure you're building up this, that, whatever, winds, high winds, da da da. And Brandon didn't say what city, as far as I know. I unless you guys know, go to realistnews.net and message me if you know the city he said. But I didn't think he said a city. It was just Florida. A big one's, a pretty nasty one's coming. So it's not going to surprise me. We've already seen this. And it's just more reason to get the hell out of the state. But I don't see myself leaving here anytime soon. I just don't. It would be hell trying to convince my wife, my kids, like, almost like let the event happen. Scare them to death. Then they'll be ready to move. Or, whatever. So, anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to just bring up to you guys. Because I think, it's coming. Like, in my mind, there's no doubt it's coming. And I think it's going to be rough. She mentioned to me in the reading 2 months ago, like, you kind of rural, but not too far rural, which is true. There's some potential areas near you that could have problems. So make sure your security measures, everything's kind of up to date and you're ready. You don't need anything in that department, just in case. And I thought, well, not surprising, that's where people are going to come. There's chickens out there in the country and people growing stuff, which is true. And I think, was it him that also said, Brandon, something about, I saw people going out to the rural areas where the farms are and just stealing right off the ground, just taking whatever was growing. So it's, again, like, this is not going to be something that I haven't seen before in some of my dreams, all this stuff I'm talking about, and it's just, you can feel it in the air. You can feel like, and it's always this timing thing. Oh, well, nothing happened last year, nothing happened the year before, we could have went on vacation, didn't go, things like that. And it's like, yeah, it's true, like, until something happens. Then you wish, like, hell, you didn't go on vacation, or you didn't leave your town, or whatever, like, oh, it's finally here now. So it's just one of those things, you can't not live your life either. But sometimes you can be a little cautious, and that's what I'm trying to do, is to be a little cautious, but not live my life. Oh, we're not going nowhere. No, we just went to Chicago recently. I got to meet Penny over in her neck of the woods over there, Michigan. It was really nice. Beautiful, nice property too, man. And felt really good, nice to meet her, like, in person and hug her and stuff. Like, Penny's is definitely who she says she is. Who you think she is. That's her. That's her. And we stayed up for a few hours talking, like, till late in the night, maybe past midnight or so. I'm like, oh gosh, I better get to bed, And some interesting things have happened on her property. She told me about, in the woo to the extreme at times. Like, but interesting, nothing bad. And I was like, dang, my throat is clogged up today, boys, girls. But I was like kind of wondering, like, I wonder if something happened in the night with me, you know, like nothing happened. Slept through the night, no problems, nothing bothered us, you know, nothing came in the room, no, you know, nothing weird. But definitely an interesting property she's got there for sure. So, anyways, I just want to like put it out there, you know, again, if you can kind of stock up on stuff and just prepare for this kind of stuff, because this world, that's what it's going to be. You know, again, the dollar. I had the dream about the $50 bill. Where's the words United States of America on here? I can't really see it anywhere. And it looks different, but I know it's a 50. Huh. I don't know where our nation's name is, but it ain't on this bill anywhere I can see. I had that dream last year. And I've never had a dream like that about the dollar, you know. So, clearly something's going to happen. The dollar has to go away. This is, I mean, this is going to be some pain and suffering. It's going to be. You still will need some cash at home during this process, you know. So, anyways, on that note, that's I'll come here and just give you a little quick chat, and that was it. Take care.